Welcome.
To our journey of love.
I'm your co-host, Darius.
I am Zulema. Z. I'm just gonna call myself Z. So I feel
Okay.
majority of people call me Z. So at the beginning of our podcast, we're gonna start off with pulling cards. I actually ordered these off of Amazon, and it's called Talking Points. It says Talking Point cards for couples, and we'll select a card. They're color coordinated, and I just realized this the other day, but yellow means you get to know the other person in a way that is comfortable without being too vulnerable. Perfect for first dates or new relationships. Green means engaged or newly married.
Oh, what a way to start, right?
Oh my gosh. God, what was it that you didn't want me to say?
Man.
Sorry. Green means engaged or newly married. Discuss your future, your dreams and goals, and how your family operates. Very practical for if you've been together for a few years. Blue is longtime couples. Look past the surface and ask the questions to really deeply, truly know your partner. These are serious, vulnerable questions for those who know each other well already. And last, we have red, which is fun and random. Lighthearted, interesting, and fun. These questions are for groups, conversation starters, or icebreakers. They will have you thinking and smiling.
Okay. All right.
So, with that being said, now you know what it is you want.
Well, since it's our first episode, I'll go ahead and go with the lighthearted red,
Okay.
just to see if we can get
Something funny.
something funny potentially. Yeah.
All right, I guess we can do that.
And you will see as we continue to do these that my wife copies me. She very rarely, does her own thing when it comes to this.
Oh my gosh, you're such a liar. You copy me all the time.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to go with red just because you said that. So, is it, I'm going to do blue.
Blue long term couples or something like that.
That's a bit complex.
Complexity.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready? All right, ladies first.
Mine says, what are you most grateful for right now?
What am I most grateful for? I am most grateful for our home.
Oh.
Yes, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you, but I would say I'm grateful for our home because this is our first home that we've purchased. So just the process, the excitement that we got to see our home being built from the ground up, experiencing that with our daughter. So I would say I'm most grateful for our home and that experience.
I would have to agree, and I would say I'm most grateful for our home right now.
Yeah, right now.
So I don't think that I'd ever be ungrateful for it, but it's the very top of the list is being able to have a permanent home for our daughter to grow, us create memories in it, So yeah.
Yeah. My question. What's something you've tried that you'll never, ever try again?
Something that I've tried. I don't know. That's right, because I put chapstick on. So this whole time you let me go walk around with lipstick on my teeth?
No, it was just then when you were choking on yourself just a second
Oh,
ago.
that's when it got there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know. Can you go first on this one, Science? I don't know what.
Bruh. I wish I had my bruh button back. I
remember that.
I just press my bruh button. All right, so I'll go first. My first thing was oysters. We've tried it just because we were in the moment of watching Mad Men.
Oh, is that how we got? We're like,
it was like, man, they just eating oysters like it's crazy. So we went and tried oysters, and we both were like,
that wasn't good.
yeah, we did it. I don't get what I don't get what the big deal was. I guess it was just for the show, but
Yeah.
never again. And we tried fried oysters too, which definitely not trying oysters again. I can say I did it though. That's the main thing. It's off the bucket list.
I don't know that it was ever on the bucket list.
It wasn't a bucket list, but I can say, hey, you know how they come out with these lists and stuff. Okay,
We've tried. Yeah. Can I say? Never mind. I'm just not gonna say it.
No. Say what you was about to say.
I say I'll never go on a blind date again.
I hope you'll never go on a blind date again.
There's really nothing that I can say that I've tried that I'm like
that you won't try again.
I would say like a lot of things probably were more so my single life, but nothing being in a relationship like that we have tried together. Or even if it was just me by myself while I was with you. Yeah, there's something that comes to mind.
So nothing that you've tried that you'll never try again.
No.
So you'll try everything again.
Is there something?
We'll talk about this later off camera.
I'm trying to think. Is there something that I shouldn't want to try that you think that I should say?
No. If you don't know, I don't know. Good. Moving on.
Oh my gosh.
All right. What do we have on topic for today? Episode 1.
Episode 1. I thought we could start off with essentially our title, Our Journey of Love. So this was finding love in a difficult time.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, is what we have. Finding during hard times. So yeah. And do you want to go on that, or how were you able to find love with me during your difficult time?
Yeah, so for me, it definitely was easy, but still again rough to go back into that, because at the time that we met, I was beginning the process of going through a divorce, and I wasn't seeing our daughter. So going through that process, but still coming across you and being able to find some happiness during that time was definitely Yeah, I would say it's definitely true meaning of finding love during a difficult time.
And how long, like, had you already, when we started even just talking, right? Um, you were already going, like you had already filed your divorce, so you were truly going, or y'all were separated.
Yeah, so we initially separated like the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. So we were already separated. Both had already said, um, I want a divorce. Said that we wanted to be divorced, that we were no longer going to be together. Wasn't even an attempt to try to salvage the marriage at that point. So by the time we met, it was May. Well, late April, early May. Well, no, May. It was May of 2016, and I had not seen. I hadn't seen my daughter since March. So the last time that I saw her prior to that was in February, and her mom kept me from her from February until March. It was like March 20th, and then I didn't see her again or even talk to her, even though I tried multiple attempts, emails, and different things like that.
Right.
With no answers.
So because you were still, because if correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember that I was helping you, or you, either I was helping you, but more than, I want to say more than likely you were just doing it on your own. Is you're filling out your divorce paperwork. You were doing. I remember you being at my desk and you were filling out some type of paperwork, but I can't recall specifically what it was. And then you had court hearings
Yeah,
after that.
yeah. So I had already got an attorney. Had already filed. Well, they had already did their part. So yeah, I had already filed and was moving forward with the process for the divorce by the time me and you officially started dating.
So during the time that she was keeping, from the time that y'all weren't speaking and she was keeping your child from you, um, it wasn't she was violating any orders, because there was no orders from this,
Correct.
right? So
Right.
there was nothing that was set in stone that you were
Technically,
together. It was something that you guys had agreed upon.
right. Yeah. No, it was nothing as far as um, hey, you take our daughter. I'm going to pay this or nothing like that. It was, I mean, simply, I came home. I came home one day and everything was gone. She had.
You came home from
I came
from
home from work and all her stuff was all her stuff was gone. All my daughter's stuff was gone. Um, I mean, heck, my daughter's crib was gone. So, right, so everything was just out of the apartment, and um,
So I assume by this point, this is where you're speaking of in regards to y'all had already talked about divorce. Like y'all had both already had those exchange of words. Like, I want a divorce, and she's like, I want a divorce too. But y'all were still living together, and then you just got home one day from work, and everything was gone.
so we were not living together because what was happening. She was going to um, school at cosmetology school at night.
Mm-hmm.
So what the deal was, um, which we'd already been, it was already like this. But what the deal was, excuse me, I get off work. My aunt was watching KJ.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was time for her mom to go into work, go into school, she would take her to my aunt. When I got off work, I would go pick up KJ, and I would be at the apartment until she got off. And then when she got to the apartment, I would leave.
Mm.
So that was the that was the agreement that we had had. So what happened was one day, like I said, February 1st was the last time that I actually had my daughter physically, because that night I went and dropped her back off with her. I dropped off with her mom.
So by this point, when you're speaking of February 1st, you guys were already not technically living
Correct.
together,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So when did that itself change the living environment and change for you guys? Was that in 2016?
At the beginning, it was at the beginning of 2016. It was like in January when we started doing that, because it wasn't a situation where we were able to cohabitate. Because I remember, like at the end of 2015, beginning at the very beginning of January of 2016, like she would sleep in a room with my daughter, and I would sleep in the living room on the couch. So we were, like I said, completely already separated. It was nothing there. We weren't sleeping in the same room. Said she was in the room with our kid. I was in the living room, and that's the way that it happened. And then, like I said, we just couldn't. It was constant arguing. So because of how I grew up, I decided. I said I'm not gonna. I don't want my daughter to grow up with knowing her mom and dad are constantly arguing, even at that early age. So she was 2. So I was like, you know what? I'll just leave. I'll go and see her, like I said, every day with the arrangement that I thought we had, and go from there. So so fast forward, after February 1st, dropped her back off with her mom. So then when I got off work, I went to my aunt's to pick up KJ, my daughter, and she wasn't there. And my aunt, she was like, "Well, I thought she'd called you and told you that she was taking her to
Her mom's.
her mom's, because I called her when she didn't show up, and I was like, hey, what time are you bringing KJ?" And that's what she told her. So I called her mom, and her mom wouldn't let me see. Wouldn't let on FaceTime. I called her mom on FaceTime, and she wouldn't let me see my daughter. She wouldn't let me see KJ, and I can hear her asking for me in the background. She was, "Dad, Bay." She just called me Bay.
Mm-hmm.
She was, "Bay, Bay," and I was like, "I want to see my daughter," and her mom was questioning me about me and
Her mom.
me and her daughter's relationship, and I just told her frankly, like, I'm done. I'm done with that relationship. She's no longer my responsibility. The only responsibility I have is to my daughter, and that's what I'm trying to do. And my mom was like, "No, you're not doing that. We'll see you in court," and hung up. So after that, I had no communication with my daughter. I would, email her mom or try to text her mom. My mom would block me sometimes through text, so I had to email. And so, so constantly going through that from February until she agreed to meet up with me at Dave and Buster's on that was March 20th, and spent a couple of hours with her then, but of course her mom was there too.
Was it like her mom was there more like for supervision, or were you guys at all in communication? Like, did y'all talk about where y'all stood at now and what y'all were going to do moving forward? Or
No, it was no communication. We didn't talk about anything. It was strictly, if like looking back on it now, it was more like a supervised visitation. Um, and I didn't pay no attention to it because I'm like, I haven't seen my child, so I'm
right.
like, I'm just focused on being able to see my daughter. And I asked her, and it's crazy because I had to ask, hey, can I keep her? And then you can, get her tomorrow. And she said no, she doesn't feel comfortable with her being with me.
Although y'all had only been separated, living separate for a couple of months now.
Right. Because I changed. I'm a new person. She doesn't know who I am.
So what had changed?
I didn't want to be with her. That's the only thing that changed. It's like I don't want to be with you, so therefore I'm a completely different person. Which, all right, whatever. I didn't press it. But then from there, I didn't see my daughter again until her birthday, May 30th, which we were together by then, because we made it official that we were dating by
May
May
20th.
22nd. But yeah, so in that transition, yeah, I was, like I said, finalizing my divorce. I think we had a court date in early May. Um, and yeah, then
But that was like with child support, or was that for your divorce too?
that was for child support. She got served. She got served at the child support.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But the child support, she did the paperwork and the filing for that.
Yeah, yeah. She tried to have me serve in my
Which that never
mom's.
made sense to me, because it's like, how are you going to try to file for child support and still be married to the person? Like, you would have to be going through a divorce. You know what I mean? So I know you served her with the divorce papers, but that's
With the
something that
child.
it should have been, and more likely, I would think they would have said something. So at your hearing, did they speak on that at all?
No, I don't know. I don't know what was told as far as for child support. I'm guessing it was just pretty much he. Only thing I can think of, he left me and the child. This is where he's staying. I want to put him on child support, even though we're by law married, but we're separated, type of deal.
Right.
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, that's what happened, and then our orders went into effect on June 6th. So when we met, it was definitely vulnerable at that time, and I know I was looking for companionship at that point. Did I not think that it would lead to what it led to? But um, definitely just definitely looking for just companionship, and we just clicked, me and you. So it just happened organically, right? So
Yeah, because that's something that I know I've spoken on, is that when I met you before we even started dating, and I would see you, and I don't know if we shared this, but we met at work. So when I would see you around, you were always laughing. You were always in an uplifted spirit. You know what I mean? Either making jokes with someone or of someone, whatever the case was. But you were like the comedian of the workplace. So never in a million years would I think that you were going through all of that back at home during that time. And I think, like, the more, like, once we actually started dating and the more that we talked, and then I would ask more questions, and it was just like, to me, it was just mind blowing and very heartbreaking to know that essentially it's true with what everybody says, right? Just because you see someone smiling doesn't mean that they're not going through something, right? So with your marriage, when did you know it was divorce and there was nothing else?
So with I can give an exact date, but I know the exact moment that I was like, I'm done. And it kind of led up to it because prior to that day, um, when in the marriage when it was rocky, when we were having issues, I definitely did try to salvage the our marriage because I we went to marriage counseling. We tried marriage counseling. Um, that didn't that didn't work. Um, I can say that's really the only thing outside that we tried. And I know looking back on it, definitely like when our in our relationship, I definitely could have tried harder. But I was what 25, so
Y'all got married young.
I'm married when I was 23. So,
I think you're about the same age or a year apart.
yeah, she's a
Couple
year
months.
younger than me. Well, a couple of months, but yeah. But yeah. So just young, not knowing, not really not knowing, but I knew that I was trying to fight for my marriage. So, like I said, tried marriage counseling. That didn't work. Um, tried to cater um, to her in every way that I knew, whatever way was possible. So um, she wanted to um, work out. Maybe she was going through postpartum depression after having a baby. So she was unhappy with how the way she looked. So she wanted to go. She wanted to work out. So push her to do that. Like go ahead and do that. I'm fine with the way that you look, but if that's something you want to do for you, then go ahead and do that. Um, thing with that is it wasn't like a gym membership. It was like a friend of
A friend of a friend.
a friend of her cousin,
Mm.
and so in they were not working out at an actual gym. It was like an apartment complex.
A gym at the
A gym
apartment
at an
complex.
apartment complex, right? And the workouts were after um, she would get out of school.
Which was
So
what time?
so it was like definitely like after 10:30, I believe,
At night.
at night.
And you were okay with that? That's crazy.
I was like, all right, whatever.
Then you're married. You're not dating.
Right?
You're
No,
you're
yeah.
married, have a child,
I'm at home
and
with
you're
the baby.
letting your wife
Go work out with a dude,
after 10:30 at night.
and come home and make it home 1. I know it was definitely at the earliest. It probably would have been midnight, but it was between midnight and maybe 2. I would give it that time. So,
Was this an apartment complex that was nearby?
nah. And that's the thing.
Like you could be like, in the event, right? I mean, for a man to allow to be like,
I never
you're gonna
knew
say
where it
allow,
was.
but to be okay. You never even knew where it was at. You didn't have the address. Did you ever ask for it?
I can't recall if I did. I'm pretty sure knowing how I am, I know that I probably did. But that's the thing. Anything that interfered with that caused an argument. Cause I'm gonna jump ahead. I'm gonna jump ahead and I'm gonna jump back. So because I remember,
I just
because I remember, yeah, I was a simp. So no, I don't
because
even
I
think
know you now. You would. There's no way.
I would let that fly.
Yeah, like we trust each other
But I still wouldn't let
and
that
we're
fly.
confident within our relationship. But it's just like
Yeah, no, I wouldn't let that fly.
vice
But
versa.
right, but here's the thing. So let me jump ahead. So, one time, she was I had KJ, and I was doing the fantasy draft.
Okay.
And so from that fantasy draft, I asked PJ to take me to um,
For
my
those who don't know who PJ is
PJ's my brother. He'll probably, hopefully, him and his lovely wife, my sister Shan, will probably be on the future episodes.
sorry.
But I had them take me to my dad's. Who, those who don't know, my dad is my dad.
Just saying, you can't just throw all names out there and just think like everybody knows who this person is.
So, and me and him was talking about it, and he was just, and I was like, "Bro, I'm about to show you what it is." So I called her, and when she got off, I was like, "Hey, you're not gonna be able to work out. You like, can you gonna have to come pick me up?" Because we only had one car at the time. Because I had got into a car accident, so I didn't have a car. And she was like, "Well, I just got to
Her workout place.
her workout place. Okay, you need to come pick up me and your child. Why he can't take you home?
Why can't your best friend take you?
Why can't PJ take me home? Because I'm calling you to come pick me up. But I just got here. I don't care. Come pick me up. Come pick me and KJ up." Back and forth, back and forth. She ended up coming to get me, but again, it was like the quietest.
It was silent.
It was silent because she was pissed off. So, excuse me. So that's what I mean by it was a constant issue. So let me go. So now, that's just an example of what I mean by that. So go back. Yeah. So I did that for a month, maybe two. Now, mind you, now
No, that's just.
now mind you, these sessions are not free.
So you're paying?
I'm paying because I'm the only one working. So I'm paying for these sessions.
You're paying for your wife too. Then okay.
Now, here's the thing. I never prove, I don't have an ounce of physical, tangible proof that any infidelity took place.
Right.
I only saw innuendos. So, I remember she was getting ready to go to school. No, to go to school. But she would take her bag with her.
Her gym bag?
Yeah, her gym bag. So I just looked through the bag, and I see underclothes, like bra, like not a sports bra, an actual bra, like a actual bra. And I'm like, "What do you need that for?" to change. I said, but that's not us. What do you need? What do you need a extra?
So was she wearing?
No, she'll wear what she wore to school.
But I'm
Pat,
asking, so could it be possible she was wearing her sports bra already and then got there and was wearing, and then I mean, I just don't see even at that, if your workout is finishing by midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, I just, if this place has a shower
yeah,
in their
no,
gym, I wouldn't still just be like, oh, now let me go shower and then I'm gonna leave. I would just be like,
I'm gonna go
I'm
home.
done workout, just get home and I'll shower at home.
Exactly, my thoughts exactly. So when I saw that, I took the bag. It's like you make do. Oh no no no! I told her she wasn't going to go work out.
And so then that started another argument.
Yeah, that started a whole nother argument. Then, um, this I like is crazy because this how you know intuition. Like they always say, women's intuition, but I say men we have that feeling too.
Everyone
Be,
does, yeah.
yeah, so I just so happened to go through her phone. Um, and mind you, before she started working out, didn't have a lot on her phone or anything like that. Just started working out, started having like a passcode on the phone and stuff like that. So that was kind of weird to me.
Did you have a lock on, or well, I'm not, but did you have her information to unlock her phone?
She
Like,
gave, yeah, she ended up giving it to me, but that it was like, what's the passcode? Why do you need it? Like, and it's never been an issue before.
did you ever ask why did you put a passcode on
I
there?
did. She said because she said that at the school people be going through people's phones, so that's why she put it on there.
But she had already been going to school for a while before that even took place, or
She was
that
there
all
for a
her.
couple weeks, yeah. So it seems viable, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I see um text messages, nothing explicit or anything like that, but couple of messages where it's like little nicknames that she would call him or whatever. Nothing that he would ever say. It was always her. And I saw a meme where it was like when the girl comes over and acts like she doesn't want to leave, and I asked her about it. I was like, "Why'd you send that?" She's like, "I thought it was funny." I said, "But you didn't send it to me. So why'd you send it to him?" You know what I'm saying? So I almost got fired because of that because I went to work and I had we were had a whole argument on the phone, of course, in the parking lot, and they were looking for me at work. But that was like at the big like we were really going through
Yeah.
it at that point. Um, so
So let me ask you this real quick. If you if you're saying this was something she wanted, whether it could have been because of postpartum or she was just ready to get back in shape, whatever the reason was, right?
mm,
But when she presented this to you, and I'm just assuming that she presented it or she just said, "Hey, by the way, I'm gonna start working out." But was there no communication? Was there a talk where you guys sat down and were like, "Hey, I really want to work out, and I have a cousin who has a friend, and he said he'll train me." And these are the hours I would be training with him at 10:30 o'clock at night from this time.
mm-hmm.
And with that information, you were still like, okay.
Again, yeah, trying to cater. At that point, I was
You
like,
didn't have any, so, and I'm gonna assume, so I'm gonna ask, you didn't have any insecurities, you didn't have any trust issues in your relationship, like your relationship was good for you to like genuinely be, I have no issue with you going and training with some random dude at 10:30 o'clock at night and getting home by 1 o'clock in the morning.
yep.
Okay. But I guess things somewhere changed. So how many days in a week was she working out?